Hello and welcome to the Wewealth Women podcast. I am Athena, founder of Wewealth Women, and here to give you guys what we need to know about what is going to be a result of this Trump presidency. If you're new, either watching or listening, Wewealth Women is a community for women, helping them to level up in wealth, wisdom, and womanhood. How that translates is I teach you how to better your business, increase your income, do all the things, what to consider in your relationships and money so you can live your best goddess life. In today's episode, we are going to talk about, especially for my US women, Trump won, so now what? How to benefit from a Trump presidency. Now, I don't care. All right, so disclaimer, I don't care who you voted for or did not vote for. This is not going to be necessarily a political critique. I'm not really that much invested in politics. What I'm invested in is that you know what you need to do coming out of this election, the things that you need to consider to improve your life, to benefit from whatever is going to come down the line, or to prepare yourself so you are not caught off guard. Okay, we are going to focus on having a positive mindset, and regardless who was sitting on that seat anyway, who is the president of America, they're not going to make you rich anyway. So we need to focus on ourselves, living our best lives, and what we need to do moving forward. So that is what this episode is going to discuss today. So Trump won. Now what? We don't hope, we plan. So a quick synopsis of what happened with the election is that what I felt like were the three main pieces of information or things that people voted on when it came to a Trump presidency and why he's sitting in that seat outside of party lines, race, all of those things. It was three main things: the economy, immigration, and people feeling disenfranchised, people feeling upset with the current administration. The Senate House split red. We understand that America is white and Christian, and we understand men run things, right? So I don't have the stats in front of me to show you guys, but basically what happened was white women and white men, which are over 70% of the vote, voted for Trump. Black women, over 90% voted for Kamala. Black men, about 80% voted for Kamala. Latino men, over 60% voted for Trump, and so on and so forth. So the main issues where I felt like people were frustrated with the economy, with inflation. They did not feel like this current administration did a good job on handling that. Immigration, the current administration had a lot of migrants come over, and that definitely caused a lot of issues within certain communities. And people in general having a lot of discontent, feeling frustrated, not being able to afford things, feeling frustrated with their life. And usually when the overall census of a population or people within a government feel a lot of discontent, they usually vote for the other party to get the current administration out. So I felt like those were the three main issues as to why, outside of party lines and other factors that definitely go into elections, race, gender, all of that. If you're looking at issues and policy, these were the three things. So America has a problem, right? There's a growing class and culture war. America is also trying to preserve its power structure. And we see that play out a lot. However, we're going to focus on the positive things. We're going to focus on what is going to be something that is going to be beneficial for us coming out of this election. And the first thing I want to discuss that's going to be beneficial for us is going to be the economy. So as just a general, when a Republican party is dominant within an administration, within a presidency, we see certain things happen from an economic perspective based on that party. But definitely Trump as a businessman himself is going to support these things as well. Now, what is going to happen is a lot of corporate and business tax cuts and incentives, right? Trump is pro-business, pro-tax cut, pro-incentives to stimulate capitalism. So what that means for you is now is the time to start and grow your business if you have one, right? Now is the time for you to definitely take advantage of that, right? The gig economy will also grow as well. What is the gig economy for those of you who may not know? So people who have 1099 contract jobs, gig economy, maybe they're on TaskRabbit putting things together, Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, those type of things, right? People are going to be doing side hustles and other jobs to bring in income because especially with inflation and the current state of the economy, people are finding that they need to do supplemental things in order to pay for the high prices of goods and services. Now, Trump has said that he wants to focus on energy and stimulate energy from a home base. So we may see during the course of his presidency, we might actually see a decrease in energy related expenses. So like gas, electricity, things like that. But however, I don't think we should expect inflation to go down whatsoever, right? So now what that means for you listeners that are listening to what I'm saying is that you need to increase your income. You need to focus on money and cash generating assets and skills, right? Because that is definitely not going to go away. Business is going to be very important moving forward. And if you do not already have a business or you have a current one and you're thinking of improving it, I have an AI business launch course that is available for you to right now. Launch your exclusive business. This is available under the courses tab of my website. It will help you launch or scale a business and make it market ready for you in as short as 30 days or however. So you will get a customized business blueprint on how to do that. You will get a list of AI tools. We're using the power of AI to take away a lot of the legwork. And what I'm giving you with this course is saving you thousands of dollars for what you would have to pay a lawyer, CPA, marketer, all of that. So check that out on my website if you are someone who's interested in benefiting from definitely having a business. If you have a current one or you're interested in becoming someone who can benefit from the sure corporate and business tax cuts that are about to definitely come down the line, right? What will also happen with Trump presidency, or was expected to happen, is a decrease in interest rates, right? So you should expect a decrease in interest rates. Now, the Fed recently, at the time of this recording, just announced a decrease in interest rates, but I will expect that to further happen. So how is that beneficial for you? A decrease in interest rates is going to help you afford mortgages, afford loans, right? Afford loans that can help you stimulate your business if you have a current one. It's going to help you be able to afford a home if you have been priced out of the housing market at this current point in time, right? Also, if you are trying to sell a home and have been having issues with buyers, now is a time. That's going to be a time where you're going to be able to see more offers on your home. And those who are interested in real estate investing, this is going to be very good for you, very lucrative, right? Also, within a Trump presidency, we should expect a deportation of immigrants. I think he just, I don't know what the gentleman's name is, slated someone to be what is being called a border czar. So, and also tighter restrictions on immigration. So what does that mean for people who currently live here? That means that there will be less immigrants or less outsource of certain sort of labor. So that will help you, more domestic citizens secure their own jobs and have their own more job security around that. Right? So that is what I want you to know and consider. Now, Project 2025, I know everyone's been scared. everyone is scared. And I'm going to briefly talk about this because this is more so politics, right? And everyone gets very emotional around politics. Me personally, I don't. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that are going to affect you that you may need to talk about and consider. So, with Project 2025, now Trump has said that he is not aligned with the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. However, most people don't believe him, and they have been known to support him and his administration. So, these are things that you may need to consider. So, what to know is the Senate confirmation hearings, especially in regard to education, Treasury, and Fed, are going to be important because with Project 2025, the expectation is more consolidation of power to executive branch and either consolidating certain departments or just removing them altogether. We should also expect more power to police and be more tough laws being passed on crime. With the Senate going red, that is going to be easier for any kind of Republican policy to be pushed through. With Project 2025, there's going to be more focus on family values, right? So they're very conservative Christian values. So if you are not in alignment with that, you might have a harder time. There's going to be repeal of LGBTQ, right? So I would not be surprised if Trump came out with a speech saying that, especially when in regards to education, that children are not going to be learning all these different alternative gender related things. They're going to try to make it just male and female and keep LGBTQ topics outside of education. That was happening in other states and areas. You should also expect more abortion restrictions, even though that is happening on a state level for sure, because I live in the state of Florida and we had to vote on that. But women especially need to be, you need to think about, what that means for you as a woman. Smaller power of government in capitalism. So with Republican parties, they definitely do not like a lot of government interference in commerce. So that is to be expected, and a more pro-work influence. So that is what I see coming down the pipeline with Project 2025, at least from my perspective. I don't want anyone to fear, especially if you are a woman. There's a lot of things that, there are to consider with that. I think that, with a Trump presidency, it's definitely going to be something where I told somebody this, that you're going to just have to be a more strict adult. There's not going to be a lot of leeway from a policy perspective, especially with harsher things on crime. Now, Trump has said that he's trying to give the police immunity. I don't know if he has the power to do that or if that will actually happen. So expect harsher laws on, especially as it relates to drugs and other violent crimes for sure. And I expect, more prisons, more inmates, and that. And it sounds really bad, but it wouldn't be a bad time to invest in any prison related stock right now or any cannabis related stock right now. So just saying that if you are a woman that is very much concerned with what is coming down the pipeline, you do not need to be afraid. I do have an upcoming event that you will be able to join. That's called the Wealthy Woman Shift. It is a 3-day bootcamp event, an hour each day for women who are ready to break from financial stress, elevate their relationships, and step into their true wealth potential. You can sign up for that on my website under the events tab, and you will be able to sign up for that. Also, I do have, the Idea to Income event that's coming up this week, actually. It's on Thursday, November 14th. That is free for everyone. So men and women can join that. And it is also free. So you can sign up for that as well if you are interested in that. That is going to help you get some ideas and some tools and some things to think about when it comes to leveraging AI to supercharge your business launch. So if you're interested in that, definitely sign up for those workshops for sure. Speaking of AI, with Trump, we're going to talk about that's definitely the AI revolution. The AI revolution is not going anywhere, and we should expect to see that being an increase. So Elon was definitely involved in this election. He was pro-Republican, pro-Trump, and saying all kind of things, and definitely donated to those campaigns. So expect an increase in Elon's government influence. That means whatever contracts, federal contracts, money that is available for him, he will get, or that will be necessary to help with Tesla and these Tesla robots. Okay. There will be expected business investment in AI and tech to increase, which will subsequently cause a reduction in the cost of labor, meaning less people working. Whatever AI can replace, that will happen, right? So if you are in customer service, if you are in marketing, if you are in the side of the balance sheet where you are expense and you are not income generating business, you're not in the income generating business line for a business, or you're not bringing revenue, you're not bringing sales into a business, that is something for you to consider. Also, if you happen to be in a field where your job is not skilled labor, you're not an engineer, you're not an accountant, you're not in skilled labor overall. If you are not a plumber, if you are not an electrician, if you are not a need in that way, if you are customer service just picking up calls, this is going to greatly affect you. I don't want to have any qualms around that, but you can get ahead of that, because in the same way they are using AI to replace a lot of us is the same way you can use AI to advance yourself. So definitely do that idea to income workshops where I can show you that, and also definitely do the AI business launch course available if you're just ready to just dive in today. That is available to you. But AI is coming for all of us, and I want you guys to be prepared. I don't want you guys to be scared about that. With Trump in hand, that is definitely going to be moving forward. And what needs to happen is that you need to get your skills up. All of us need to get your skills up. So I named this slide "Skill or Be Killed" because that is exactly what is going to happen. You need to work on your soft skill, your technical skills, networking, right? Creating your own networks, because inflation will remain. So the only option you have is to increase your income. And I think a lot of us are, I don't know if we're afraid, we just don't know how, if it's just laziness, whatever it is, but you're not going to be able to escape that. You're not going to be able to escape having to be a skilled worker, especially with AI on your tail. Your days are kind of numbered if you're in a job or a position that they can easily automate, either through software or have a machine to do. They already have like the first automated McDonald's, right? So now skills are going to be important. Having your own business is going to be important. If you are in a career field that has some sort of skill, definitely branch out. Definitely get all the certifications you can. Definitely do the best that you can with that. Do not now's not a time to be resting on your laurels with anything. Right? What we will see, I think, and so this is just theory, right? I don't have like a crystal ball. I don't have any guarantees, but I think this will be good for relationships. I do think a Trump presidency will be good for relationships. Why? More relationships out of survival. I think a lot of us have been able to kind of coast a little bit because of certain things, but with inflation and an economy, a lot of us aren't able to afford homes or take the next steps in life because we're single or we don't have relationships or partners, right? So I think more relationships will get together. And I think that will be something for for all of us to consider, for those of us who don't have relationships. What I will say also, since this is a podcast focused on women, women have to be more responsible in their relationships, especially with the economy, inflation, but also abortion and all of that. I always say a poor woman should not be having sex. That might be a controversial statement. Poor women should not be having sex, and you should not be having sex with anyone poor. But Athena, why are you advising that? Why are you advising that? Because if you're already struggling now by yourself, and if they are struggling also by themselves, y'all are going to struggle with a kid in the picture. Kids are expensive. Kids cost. So that is my advice. Also, if you're poor, are you going to be able to afford to have other options should you not want to have a child? Right? I'm not going to say my personal beliefs on abortion and other things, right? I'm going to leave that out. This is not going to be a political episode. However, if you can't afford to get the kind of medical attention you want at will, you should not be having sex. It's not going to benefit you. And support strength, not weakness. When you're entertaining, dating, relationships, support strong partners that are going to be able to support you, whether it's emotional, physically, financially. We should not be dating anyone that's going to be a liability, right? Now's not the time. So, with all that said, what should you do? What do you need to do? Now is a time for action. So do not sit on ideas or plans. So if you wanted to do a business, if you wanted to get your personal life together, to get your finances together, now is the time. Don't put it on the to-do list and never cross it off. And start today. Because the more you delay something, the less likely it is to happen. Nurture productive relationships. So that's productive relationships in your work environment, in your home, family life, and in your romantic life, right? Everyone should be adding value. Everyone should be adding to the joy in your life. Everyone should be adding to your overall support and care. You need to be economically lean, okay? Pay off debts if you can. Pick up another job, pick up a side job, start a business, however you want to work it out for your finances. However you want to work it out for your finances, is how you should do that. But you definitely want to be economically lean. If you are a woman who needs help or financial guidance, you can always book coaching for me on my website. But also, I do have the Goddess Guide to Money, and that will help you to create necessary income streams and to get your finances together. So that is on my website under the courses section, right? What you also need to do is invest your money into a business in certain sectors. I talked about investing your money in energy, investing your money in cannabis, investing your money in prison, right? In certain stocks in those categories that should help you. There should be long-term growth potential in those sectors. Take on additional work or build a business. You need to nurture income because inflation isn't going down and these expenses are going to be expensing. So you can only reduce so much of an expense, but with income, your potential is limitless. So you need to go into that direction. Last but not least, I think you should also less social media and invest in mental health. So less social media because you should be working on that income. You should be working on your skills. You should be working on that business. You should be working on getting financially lean. You should be working on getting a partner if that's what you desire that is going to be supportive of you. So you're going to be busy or should be, right? So less social media and also invest in your mental health because, child, it is crazy out here. It is crazy out here, right? So thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. And I wanted to do this because I didn't want you to feel fear or feel alone or be in this panic that I see everyone on social media being on this panic about a Trump presidency and what that means and this, that, and the third. No, not at all. You should be feeling with all situations, have the mindset of how can this benefit me? How can I use this to my advantage? How can I be better than I was yesterday? And this is good in these areas. Now, are there going to be some things that are maybe not the best and not good? Great. I mean, of course, right? No presidency is perfect. However, I want you to focus on what you can do today and for your life today. I want you to focus on what is going to advance your own personal life. Because like I said, a president wasn't going to make you rich anyway. Okay. So that is what we're going to focus on. So to remind you, upcoming events this week, from idea to income to how to launch your dream business in 30 days, that is for the free 99. So complimentary. All right. I don't want you to be left behind. So sign up for that. And also the Wealthy Woman Shift, honey. Love that for us, for women who are ready to break free from financial stress, elevate your relationships, and step into your true wealth potential. That is all on my website, and the courses are available as well. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode, and I will see you in the next one.